Andreas Imperial Square. There is a throne with a man sitting on it and guards nearby. A girl is lying on a pedestal in the center of the square. A beautiful girl with white hair lies bound by chains on her hands and feet. In her hands she has a bouquet of red flowers. King Andreas tells Master Mason that the princess is ready for sacrifice. He asks if the black dragon will come to him. Master Mason replies to His Majesty that there is no need to worry. This dragon is really stupid. He came to the gate to grab the princess. The dragon must have been driven out of the dragon's nest, and that's what caused the storm. Mason smiles. A huge black dragon sweeps through the city, scaring people on the streets. They shout that the black dragon has arrived. In the blink of an eye, the dragon appears near the pedestal and grabs the princess with his paw, pulling out the chains holding her. Together with the girl, he soars skyward. When the dragon is in the sky with a girl in his paws, Mason shouts that the monster should be attacked faster. Archers immediately shoot arrows at the dragon. The monster flies away. The arrows do not reach it, so they do not cause harm. Mason invokes magic. The earth around him is illuminated with symbols illuminated with purple energy. The spell hits the dragon. He screams in pain. He flies away, but he is wounded and bleeding. Drops of blood fall down. The dragon flies away towards the mountains. He lands in the cave, lowering the girl to the ground. The creature immediately falls down next to him, covering his eyes. The dragon lights up with blue flashes of energy. He opens a red eye. Immediately, he screams, coughs, and lets out a growl, but asks about who spilled water on his electrical wiring. The dragon freezes in amazement. He closes his mouth with his paw, thinking about what kind of sounds he was making. He just said that. He growls, trying to say damn. He looks at his paws in amazement, not understanding whose claws they are. He takes off in shock, taking off from the ground, and immediately falls back to the floor. He's in pain. He opens his eyes wide in surprise, and he looks at his paws in shock, standing on them. He notices his reflection in the cave lake and looks at the water surface in surprise. He wonders if he has really been reborn into a dragon. He starts crying in shock, thinking about why he is a dragon. Then someone lets out a sigh in the cave. It attracts the dragon's attention. The girl, who has regained consciousness, needs her stiff legs. The dragon leans towards her, thinking about how she is. The girl rubs the bruised back of her head. The dragon thinks about what is not bad. The girl is not badly injured, and if she wants to experience the dragon's breath, an information window appears here, which welcomes the owner. He is informed that the system of war and robbery is at his service. He is also informed that the system of transformation and evolution is at his service. He is also informed that the system of atrocities is at his service. The dragon is thinking about why there are so many systems. He happily thinks that he really was gifted by heaven. A new information window appears, on which it is written that there are too many systems. Integration begins. Integration is complete. Current system, an absolute unmanageable self-transformation, super-evolution, a system of plundering evil fighting dragons. The dragon is studying a new information window. He tries to ask a question about how to use this system, but again only growls come out. He is informed that the owner does not need to say anything. You can say it to yourself. He has a special favor of the female sex, which allows him to activate special abilities. With the help of these systems, he can restore his body and its individual parts. If he kills a player, he will get 1 point, and if he kills an enemy, he will get 0.5 system points. The dragon wonders about what kind of players, what kind of NPCs. He's in the universe of some kind of game. He is informed that his request is being processed. He gets the answer that the system permission is disabled. It is impossible to answer the question. He is informed that he has kidnapped a special female PRS of SSS rank. He should continue the passage. There are some strange sounds in the cave. The dragon is studying something enthusiastically. The girl presses her hand to her forehead. The dragon is reading a book at this time. He starts laughing. He thinks about what time is, and he reads hentai. He thinks that Sunayan needs to wake up. The girl turns over on her side and whispers that she is cold. She's shaking. The dragon thinks that the SSS class is really unusual. It seems that he really is chosen by heaven. He is informed that a rare character has been discovered, a Lolita of SSS rank. They ask him if he wants to check the corresponding panels, if he wants to see the character card. The dragon replies that yes. An information window appears on which it is written that the girl's name is Anna Hathaway. Her age is 18 elven years. Her class is SSS. Her race is a low elf. Her condition, hunger, frostbite, infection. She has only 2 days left to live. Her abilities are unknown. The level of sympathy for the dragon is -80. She feels fear. The dragon is informed that the girl's level of sympathy is too low. He can't get system points and abilities, so he needs to raise sympathy to 0 to get abilities at the first level. The dragon is amazed that the girl has only 2 days left. Such a rare character will be wasted. He cries in frustration, realizing that of course there are no freebies. Here the dragon is amazed at something, and opens his eyes in surprise. The girl turns on her side, clinging to the tail of the dragon. She whispers that she's cold, but it's so warm here. The dragon is confused by this state of affairs. The dragon covers the girl with a bearskin found in the bins, so she shouldn't be too cold. This increases the sympathy for the dragon by 10 points. The dragon understands that such a simple thing as just covering a girl with a blanket can increase sympathy by 10 points. It's quite easy. The dragon suggests to the system to arrange that she first give him points, and then he will increase sympathy. But of course they refuse him. The dragon asks the system, saying that there is nothing he can do right now, and he is also dying. How he will find food and increase sympathy. He asks about whether there is any gift for beginners. Tears come to the dragon's eyes. The system informs that the owner is right. The dragon is given a beginner's kit, an emergency healing card. The duration of its action is 30 minutes. But this card draws and uses the life of the owner. Half an hour after using it, the owner will weaken and lose consciousness. The dragon is asked if he wants to use it. The dragon is very impressed by this news. He's thinking about, that's why this circus isn't that the same as rewarding him with his own reward. This card is his only chance. Eventually, the girl's body will weaken. It doesn't look like she's going to save herself. She's so weak she's shaking. A dragon with sweat on his forehead informs the system that he is using a healing card. The system informs the host that the emergency healing card is activated. She asks the owner to take care of himself. The dragon is standing, trying to pluck an apple from a tree. He thinks that he is a dragon. He won't eat enough fruit. He needs to find at least some meat, otherwise in half an hour she will weaken. If he doesn't get enough food, he may starve to death. Then the dragon notices the deer carcass and meat, and is amazed at how much food he found. Night falls on the forest. A flock of birds flies into the sky. The dragon hears a strange sound. 3 wolves of the 25th class are approaching him. These are level 3 beasts. They growl and advance on the dragon. He thinks that wolves are very territorial creatures. Do they really eat here? No wonder the wolves ran out as soon as he approached. And yet the dragon is great for simple food. It just won't do. Just why he's so sick of excitement. He gets into a fighting stance, looking at the animals approaching him. One of the wolves rushes to attack the dragon. The dragon's eyes light up with blue fire. He opens his mouth and blue energy bursts out of it. She incinerates the wolf on the spot, leaving behind only a charred spot. The other 2 wolves are startled. The dragon deals with the other 2 wolves with the same ease. Blue energy is still swirling around him. Then the dragon glances at the cave. He flies into it and lands, still exuding energy. The girl has already recovered. She lies with her back to the beast and trembles with fear, her eyes wide open. The dragon stands clutching an armful of fruit. He looks at the girl lying with her back to him, and thinks that she has not woken up yet. He thinks about the fact that it seems that she is really very sick. He does not understand how to feed a girl if she is unconscious. Anna Hathaway is lying with her back to the dragon, clutching a sharp stone in her hands like a weapon. Then she suddenly and abruptly gets to her feet, and shouts to the dragon, calling him a creature, so that he goes away. She rushes at him with her homemade weapon. The dragon shuts her mouth with an apple. The weapon breaks on his thick hide. The girl's eyes open wide in amazement. She spits an apple out of her mouth. Then, wiping his mouth, he asks Mr. Dragon if he is going to eat her. The dragon thinks that he does not want to do this. He looks completely harmless. But before Anna appears a huge monster with burning eyes, towering over her and raising its paws. The girl falls to the floor from fear, fainting. The dragon does not understand what happened and why the girl fell again. He asks the system about what's wrong with the girl. He is informed that Anna has a fever. Fear caused loss of consciousness. The dragon asks the system about the wolves he killed. He should get points for them. He is informed that of course, the owner killed 3 second-level moon wolves. Since these monsters are only hostile, the system points are halved. He is congratulated for getting 30 points. He is also congratulated on receiving his first points and informed that the system store is open. The dragon decides to find some medicine. In accordance with the current situation, he is recommended to take advantage of a special offer and spend 10 system points to purchase a Bakel helmet used in traditional medicine. The dragon is thinking about what the Bakel helmet means. Grandpa seems to have often told me that he helps bring down the temperature. He didn't think that there were still earthly things in the system. The dragon asks the system to give him a Bakel helmet. A flower appears in front of him, surrounded by golden light. The system informs him that the item has appeared. The dragon takes the flower with both hands and thinks about how to use it. The dragon ruefully realizes that it looks like he has no other choice. He takes the flower in his mouth, chews it. He takes the girl with his paw and tries to give her nectar from his mouth. But then the dragon realizes that the action of the card is over. He realizes that he can no longer stand. His whole body is getting heavier. The dragon's eyes are closing. The girl stands up. She closes her eyes. She is very hot and thirsty. She looks at how a dragon is flying at her from the sky. The dragon approaches her, spreading its paws for capture. The girl's eyes open in fear. Tears appear on them. The girl wakes up and realizes that she is lying on the ground, and the dragon lies around her, covering her with his wing from the coming rain. The girl feels the taste of something bitter on her lips, similar to medicine. She looks at the sleeping monster and thinks that the dragon saved her. Anna's liking for the dragon increased by 20 points. She notices fruits lying on the side and realizes that they were collected by the dragon for her. Her liking increased by another 20 points. The girl notices that the dragon itself looks cute. Her sympathy increases again and by another 20 points. The girl, trembling, pulls her hand towards the monster, trying to touch its muzzle and asking Mr. Dragon to wake up. But the dragon doesn't wake up. The girl covers her mouth with her hand in shock, wondering that the dragon is dead. Was it because she had stabbed him? The girl puts her hands on the dragon's muzzle. She asks Mr. Dragon to stand up. The system sends a notification that Anna's liking level has been increased by another 100 points. The current level is 90. Sympathy meets the requirements of the first level. The system congratulates the host on receiving the initial level of abilities and absorption, as well as on receiving 2,000 system points. Another notification informs the dragon that he has learned the initial absorption ability. Eating can quickly restore strength, cause a certain level of self-medication, but appetite will also increase. Two birds flying near the cave are startled in the air by the cries of the dragon. The monster screams that he wants to eat very much. He doesn't understand why he suddenly wants to eat. He just ate. The dragon studies the information window, where it says that he has received an entry-level absorption ability. He needs to eat something. The dragon is amazed that he slept, got abilities, but he puts his hand on his stomach in frustration, realizing that every cell of his body is asking for food. The dragon looks at Anna sleeping in the cave. He begins to salivate, but he sees that the girl's level of sympathy for him is 90. The dragon closes his eyes. He imagines a dish made from a girl. He's drooling from his mouth, but then the dragon comes to his senses and the dragon turns his head from side to side. He realizes that he can't eat Anna. In addition, the girl's sympathy for him reached 90. Then he realizes that Anna's sympathy is already 90. He just found out. Sympathy has increased so quickly, really. The dragon opens his eyes wide in amazement. He imagines Anna standing next to the dragon saying that he is so tall, big, powerful, and strong. The dragon imagines Anna stroking him and saying that she likes him so much. Then Anna starts coughing up blood, still lying on the ground. The dragon receives a notification that Anna has 1 day left to live. The dragon does not understand why she is so weak. He receives a system notification that receiving this character, in addition to acquiring abilities, will also allow him to get 2,000 additional points. The changes in the body have already reached a peak value. The abilities that change the body have opened. The system store is being updated. The dragon realizes that Anna kind of saved him, but he still doesn't know what kind of illness Anna has picked up. It is clear that the medicine could not prolong the girl's life so much. He opens a system store and studies the goods there. He is offered a comb, a piece of cake, a glass of drink, ointment for bruises, grass from a stab wound, a Bakel helmet, and a dress for as much as 10,000 points. The dragon in anger shouts to the system that she is a fraud. Anna is ill, and he is offered this. He doesn't understand what kind of jokes they are. That is, the store is open for him, but not for this elf. But the dragon really liked this dress. He begins to study it. He glances from the information window at the sleeping girl. He changes 10 points for a dress. The dress chosen by the dragon appears on the girl. The same one covers his face with his paws in embarrassment. He understands that in the beginning the girl needs to be cured. He asks the system to reveal to him the abilities that change the body. He is presented with a choice of external modifications: strengthening claws and fangs, steel scales, changing the figure, as well as internal modifications: heart, blood vessels, muscles, sensory organs, internal organs. The dragon asks the system to show therapeutic modifications. He is shown a modification of the eye, the initial level of insight. It allows you to superficially learn about some object or condition. The dragon is amazed. He tells the system that he wants a modification of the initial level of Inside Eye. The exchange is completed. 1,000 points are withheld from the dragon. The eye modification is activated. The system informs him that there may be unpleasant sensations during the change. The system warns the owner not to try to scratch out his eyes. The dragon ponders this warning. He uses his acquired ability. His eye flashes with bright red energy. He immediately closes his eyes, turning his head from side to side and shouting that his eyes are stinging. He's in a lot of pain and his eyes are itching. The dragon opens its eyes, where even the vessels are cracked. He studies the information window about Anna's condition. She has weakness, night sweats, sensitivity to the well, ulcers on her legs, anemia, cough, esophageal spasm, heart failure, pneumonia. The dragon screams in horror that it is a miracle that she is alive at all. Here the dragon hears someone say that they have found the dragon's lair. He himself must be somewhere nearby. The dragon was hiding under the ceiling of the cave, studying the uninvited guests who had come. These are the Black Viper mercenaries, class 16-20. Bunch of idiots. Their leader is Wales. He is a class 21 chief knight. It's easy to kill him. And Selena of the 18th class is a fire magician. The dragon understands that it is the mercenaries who have come. It doesn't look like they came with good intentions. He asks the system to add to him the strengthening of claws and fangs, as well as steel scales. The system informs the dragon that modifications have been added. These changes are worth 1,000 points. The current number of dragon points is 130. Anna's sympathy level is 90. The dragon's claws will be improved. Purple energy flows around them. His scales are also enhanced, boosting his armor. He receives a notification from the system that he has already become stronger, and he needs to attack his enemies faster. The dragon growls frighteningly. His eyes are burning red. Soldiers look into the sky at the dragon flying there and shout that the monster is flying. They found him. Their commander shouts that his soldiers need to defend themselves and prepare for battle. He unsheathes his sword. The dragon lets out a roar and swoops down on the warriors, but does not attack, but flies away. Selena looks at the flying dragon and wonders if it seems to her or if this stupid dragon has somehow changed. She shouts to Wales and the others that they need to stop. There's something wrong. Wales treats her warning with a smile and replies to her that she is just afraid. Such words make Selena angry. Wales turns to the rest of the soldiers and tells them not to listen to Selena. If she had released the spell of the fetters on Henrius Square, then who knows, maybe they would have already captured this stupid dragon. These words finally infuriate Selena. Wales points his sword at the sky in the direction of the dragon's flight and shouts that the monster is flying to the west. They need to follow him. Selena also looks at the flying dragon and wonders why the monster is flying to the west. Why is he flying out of the thicket? She thinks with a smile that maybe the dragon's treasure is lying there and he doesn't want them to find it, so he flies in the opposite direction, distracting their attention. The dragon looks at how people follow him on the ground and thinks that they are idiots. He swoops down on the warriors. He lands, crushing one soldier under him with his claws. He grabs another with his mouth. He knocks down some of the other warriors with a powerful blow of his tail. Wales looks in shock at how his squad is smitten in a couple of seconds. He lifts himself off the ground and screams, raising his sword, shouting to the dragon to die. The blow of his sword falls on the dragon's advanced armor and does not cause any harm to the monster itself. Yule is amazed. He asks about what happened, why he didn't hurt the dragon. The dragon with a smile notices that he was thinking why his back itches so much, and here is such a flea. Wales clenches his fist in anger and asks what the dragon will do to him. The dragon replies that this question should be left for Wales to think about for the next life. Then, he shoots Wales in the face with a green substance. The surviving soldiers then run away in horror, shouting that the main knight is dead. They throw down their swords and shields, and they shout that they have to run. Wales at this time stands without a head, which was dissolved after the dragon attack. The dragon overtakes them and deals with him with the help of his advanced skills. He says they won't be able to escape so easily. His points. He looks at one of the soldiers running away at high speed into the thicket. He receives a notification from the system with congratulations and a message that he earned 150 points in this battle. The dragon thinks that this is somehow not enough. Then he remembers the witch who was not in the battle. The dragon takes off and flies swiftly through the air. He flies into the cave. At this time, Selena treats Anna. Green energy flows from her hand onto the sleeping girl. Then Selena notices the shadow of an approaching dragon. She shouts at Tom to stay away, calling the dragon a monster. Her staff begins to glow with purple energy. She uses the spell of fetters, summoning a web of purple energy. Here Selena leans on her staff and says that she is so tired. A dragon surrounded by fetters does not understand what the hell it is. He realizes that he has no dragon breath left. If he had known earlier, he wouldn't have used it at all. Selena, seeing that the dragon is entangled, laughs. He doesn't understand what the witch wants to do to him. The system informs him that the current score is 280, Anna's liking level is 90. Selena hits the dragon with a staff into a gap in the network created by her, hitting him in the stomach. The dragon roars in shock. Then he shouts that he's had enough, calling Selena sick. But from his mouth, the witch only hears a growl. He tears the bonds apart with a blow of powerful paws, which shocks the witch. Then, the dragon with a powerful paw slams Selena into the ground. She loses her staff. The dragon growls, thinking about who this witch is for in general, and why she does not answer him. But the girl hears only a growl and sees in front of her the terrifying face of a dragon with red burning eyes. Then the dragon remembers that he doesn't speak human right now. He asks the system how much it costs to modify the vocal cords. The system responds to the host that the modification of the vocal cords costs 300 points. The current number of points is 280. The system informs him of a hint that a loan service has appeared in this system update. The loan repayment amount has been increased by 50% of the loan. The dragon is asked if he wants to try. The dragon is shocked that he will have to return 50% more points. He thinks that they want to rob him. In response, the system informs him that he cannot commit illegal actions. The dragon, after thinking about it, agrees and informs the system that he is taking a modification of the vocal cords. He receives a notification that the modification of the vocal cords is activated. This time the credit was 20 points. Next time, the refund amount with interest will be 30 points. The dragon turns to Selena with the words that she should speak and answer him who sent her here and why she came. Selena, shocked, asks the monster again that he can talk. The dragon in response shouts to her to answer questions faster, as she does not have much patience. Selena answers the monster with a trembling voice that their King Henrius has hired a squad of mercenaries to find and kill the dragon, all for the sake of the prince's health. The dragon asks again about the prince's health. Selena answers him that there are rumors that the prince has a problem with procreation. He needs to eat the dragon's heart and penis to heal. The dragon is very angry with such words. His eyes light up with an evil fire. He shouts that of course the dragon's heart is not enough, you also need a dick. He calls the king an old fart and then pushes the witch into the ground with his paw. Selena asks him to stop, screaming for him to stop, it hurts too much. At this time, King Henrius, sitting on the throne, sneezes. After that, in anger, he shouts to someone how dare he. He still hasn't found the dragon. He shouts to someone that he is worthless, and he asks if there is any benefit from the bottom at all. A warrior in armor stands before him, humbly bowing his head and listening to his master's displeasure. The king asks about what Master Mason says. The warrior answers in a trembling voice that the master, Mason said that the dragon has already crossed the Mulligan Plain and entered the Silver Moon Forest. The dragon is young, he has little strength, he could not go far into the mountains. But using the tracking seal consumes a lot of strength and magical materials, so the soldier falls silent, not knowing how to continue his words. The king is impatient to ask, so what? The warrior ends his speech with a trembling voice by saying that Master Mason believes that more money is needed. The king, in anger, shouts that here is a Mason bloodsucker so that he dies. His kingdom is small. Doesn't Mason see that Henrius doesn't have that much gold? He does not have such possessions as the Marquis of Island. He had already given Mason 3,000 gold lions. 3,000. He shouts that he can only give Mason 500. That's all he has. If he refuses, then it will be over with him. The soldier replies to his majesty that it will be as he orders. At this time, in a cave in the mountains, Selena is chained to a stone and entangled in vines that do not allow her to move. She looks at the shadow of the dragon reflected from the walls in the cave. The dragon rummages in the bag, hoping to find medicines there. He finds a divine light potion that accelerates meditation, as well as a resurrection potion that restores health. The dragon crawls up to Selena and asks her if she knows how to heal. She turns her head away and answers again that she would rather die than heal the dragon. The dragon, in response to these words, raises his paw with claws. The girl closes her eyes in fright, turning away, but the dragon breaks the fetters that bind her with one blow of his paw. The dragon takes Selena by the clothes and drags her to Anna's body, covered with a blanket. He asks Selena to cure her. Anna is lying on the ground and trembling. Selena is shocked and asks the dragon that doesn't he know that Anna is not a princess. The dragon replies that he knows. He thinks to himself that any fool will see it. Isn't it clear that people will not give birth to a half-elf with fox ears and tail? Selena asks the dragon why then he saves her if he knows everything. The dragon wonders what to answer this question. He can't say that it's because Anna is a rare character. He answers haltingly at the beginning that he does it because they are best friends. Yes, they are best friends. And he thinks to himself that Anna's sympathy for him has reached 90. They are definitely best friends. Selena is shocked to ask the dragon that he and Anna are best friends. After that, the system sends him a notification with congratulations. Selena's liking for him has been increased by 20 points. He discovered a new character. A new character card opens. This is Selena Luther. Her age is 19 years old. Class, SSS. Race, human. Condition, good. Abilities, dark magic. Sympathy level, 30 points. The dragon studies the card, thinking damn. His current score is minus 30 points. Anna's liking level is 90 points. Selena's liking level is minus 30 points. The dragon realizes that again before him is a character of SSS class. He rejoices in this fact, thinking that fortunately he did not turn Selena into system points. He was saying it all out loud, and Selena asks him what the S is. The dragon, raising his paws in a conciliatory manner, answers her that it's nothing like that and immediately asks how Anna is. Selena replies that it's not very rosy. Anna's injuries are very serious. 1 bottle of resurrection potion is not enough. The dragon asks about what Selena needs then. She answers him that she needs an absolutely sterile environment, enough medicines and food, and one very good cleric. This is a magician who specializes in healing. The dragon is amazed by such a request and does not know what to answer it. She shouts to Selena that she thought she was a cleric. She crosses her arms over her chest and answers the dragon that not all people study healing magic. Here they are interrupted with words so that they do not quarrel. It was Anna who woke up, and hand on heart, says that the fact that she can survive is already good news. She thanks Lord Dragon, but she is unworthy of his help. The dragon notices with a smile that Anna has woken up. Selena is also glad that the girl has come to her senses. The system sends a notification that the emotional state of the character is unstable, and the support of the host is needed here. The remnants of the chains are still hanging on Anna's arms and legs. The dragon says with a smile that well, if so. His eyes light up. He grabs Anna with his mouth. Selena shouts in shock that Anna said she was unworthy. This does not mean that she allowed herself to be eaten. The dragon releases the girl, leaving chains in her mouth that bound her arms and legs. He thinks that it's a stupid chain. At least the chain is as heavy as Anna. It looks like King Henrius is ready to go to any lengths to catch him. Apparently, he will have to find a new lair. Selena watches the dragon's actions in shock. Anna, once on the ground, looks at herself in surprise. Here the dragon grabs Anna and Selena's clothes with its mouth. Anna asks Mr. Dragon what he is doing. Selena shouts to the dragon to let her go right away. The dragon answers them that this cave is already unsafe. They need to find a new shelter. And Anna shouldn't say that anymore. Anna responds well to the dragon's words, again addressing him as a master. Her liking for the dragon increases by 10 points. Her current level is 100 points. The system sends a notification that Anna's sympathy has reached 100 points. The dragon has opened a new achievement. He is congratulated and gets 1,000 points. Selena speaks admiringly about how delicious it is for her. She couldn't stand it. Next to Anna, she also covers her mouth in delight. The dragon thinks that he lived only for this moment, eating meat fried on a fire. The girls sit on a log nearby and also eat. A whole squad of 2-legged dogs, dressed in clothes and intelligent, is moving through the forest. Their commander stops the movement of the detachment with his hand and says that something is wrong here. The dragon notices them and does not understand what they are. The dog sniffs. At this time, the dragon presses its muzzle to the ground with its claw. Then he starts scratching the dog's head with his claw. He is dissatisfied at the beginning, but as the dragon scratches him, the dog gets excited and sticks his tongue out of his mouth. The dogs surround the dragon, hugging him from all sides. They are delighted that they have seen a real dragon. They would never have thought that they would meet a living dragon in their lives. The commander of the dogs falls to his knees and with loving eyes tells the dragon, addressing him as a great one, that he speaks on behalf of the dog heads of the Krivazub tribe. He prays that he will let them become his family. They will be devoted servants and will do anything for him. The system opens the card of this character to him. This is Soglabitz and Polykli Krivazub. He's a grade 7 character. The level of his sympathy is 80 points, reverence. These characters are weak, travel in packs, blindly worship dragons. The dragon looks at how all the dog heads fall to their knees in front of him. The dragon answers them that they are so weak, what good will it do him if they become his family? The girls are still sitting on the log and watching all this in amazement. Soglavitz and Poliklei Krivizub, prayerfully clasping his hands, answers the great dragon that although they are frail, but they can polish each of his scales, equip him with a magnificent nest. They can find deposits of the rarest metals and make it rich. The dragon scratches his head thoughtfully, thinking about what kind of simpletons are in front of him. And after all, do not be afraid to give everything to the last. The dragon leans over to the dog-headed and crooked-toothed and says that he will look at their intentions. But now he needs a spacious dry cave. They will be able to equip it. He answers the owner that his will be fulfilled and it is necessary to follow him. He runs happily, stepping on the grass with his paws. He leads the dragon to the deposit of their treats, the booths where the dog heads live, as well as to the warehouse with resources. The dog-headed man Poliklei Krivizub tells his master that the Krivizub tribe lives here, and this place will be the beginning of the dragon's possessions. A notification comes from the system that the current number of dragon points is 970. Anna's sympathy level is 100 points. Selena's sympathy level is -30 points. The dragon stands with his wings spread and utters the words that from this day on he Sunyan Water Pardernak accepts the oath of allegiance given to him and swears by his name that he will protect those who give it. In front of him stands a joyful tribe of crooked teeth, who in response issue their admiring cry. Sunyan Water Pardernak asks the dog-headed and round-faced crooked tooth if he will become his sworn brother. He admiringly folds his hands in front of him and, addressing the dragon as the owner, says that he has been waiting for this moment all his life. The dragon brings his claw to the head of the doghead, thinking that he is tired of these damn formalities. He leans a claw against the muzzle of a dog-headed and a round crooked tooth. Blood drips from the claw. A red crystal appears in the forehead of the dog-headed and crooked-toothed dog. He also stands with a smile and closed his eyes. Here the dragon notices a flock of dog heads in the passage of the cave, whose eyes, heads, and limbs are bandaged. Sunyan Water Pardernak asks his sworn brother if there really are so few of them and what happened to these dog heads. Here one of them falls to his knees in front of Sunyan Water Party and asks the owner to decide their fate. He says that not so long ago their tribe was attacked by Ederkan spiders. They plundered their lands, seized their cave with mines. The spiders did not spare the dog heads in their raid. He took the surviving dog heads with him, who, having reached this cave, settled here. In support of his words, his comrades issue a plaintive howl. Sunyan Water Pardernak thinks about the cave and Ederkan. He happily remarks that if there are mines, then there will be money. And if he has money, then it means that he can buy a recovery potion to delay Anna's illness and even sleep on gold. Sunyan Water Pardernak asks Poliklei about what kind of mine they used to have and how many Edercaps he saw during the attack. Poliklei answers him that they had a silver mine. There were 5 Edercaps. These creatures are cruel. They are very fond of sucking brains out of their mouths, something like a D. They control the spiders. These spiders, it is not clear exactly how many spiders there are. The dragon asks the system if there is an Edercap characteristics card. The system responds to him that the information is temporarily unavailable to the players. The owner is recommended to purchase an encyclopedia. It has a general description and weaknesses of a large number of monsters inaccessible to players. Sunyan Water Pardernak replies that he buys such an encyclopedia, with the system notifying him that the purchase is completed. 900 points are deducted from him. Sunyan Water Party in anger grabs the notification shouting 900. 900 points were taken for one stupid book. He asks the system that it is mocking him. The system responds to him that it is worth being patient. As they say, knowledge is power. Sunyan Water Pardernak shouts that such a force has gone to the ass. He wants to return the money. The system responds to him that the goods sold cannot be returned or exchanged. The dragon laments over the lost points. Anna asks Mr. Dragon what is wrong with him, as she sees that he is crying. Sunyan Water Pardernak replies to her that nothing. It's just too difficult a task that he can't solve. It opens information about Edercaps. Their general characteristics: they are capable of walking upright, have a strong body, faceted eyes, fangs stand out. They have class 28. These are monsters of the 3rd level. Their features: control over spiders, vulnerability to fire. An external skeleton is used as an external skeleton. Resistance to acid, water attack. Sunyan Water Pardernak, having studied all this, thinks about the fact that everything is over for him. He remembers his attacks, thinking that there is acid in his dragon breath, but even her damage has a limit. One-on-one with them will not work. They will summon the spiders to surround him. Sunyan Water Pardernak understands that if his breath was fiery, Thor would be better. He thinks about the fact that he should buy fire breath. He has 2 modifications to choose from, a bugle of the 1st level. It is a modification of acid in the poisonous glands. It adds cells that produce magma, the so-called biological furnace, which allows you to exhale poisonous fire. This modification costs 1000 points. There is also a supply of dragon breath of the first level. This modification allows you to transform the parietal cells of the venom glands, which increase the rate of dragon breath reserve. The cost of such a modification is 1000 points. Sunyan Water Party finds a solution to how to win the battle. He asks Hypolycleus if there are any bandits or mercenaries of the Black Beast nearby. He scratches his head and answers his great master that there really are 2 bands of bandits and mercenaries of the Bloody Lion nearby. But he has not heard of the Black Beast. Sunyan Water Parternak says and responds to the latter's words that this is great news. Let him gather the warriors and follow him. They will visit the nearest fortress. He answers yes, master, happily wagging his tail. Sunyan Water Parternak thinks that according to the system, his enemies are relatively strong, but the bandits do not disperse far. This is a great place to earn points. He informs Anna that the girls should stay here. He will return. Anna replies to him that her master dragon should return as soon as possible. Selena, with her arms crossed over her chest, just speaks well. The dragon leans over to Selena and tells her not to even think about running away. Selena covers her mouth with her hand in response and asks laughing how. In the forest of the Silver Moon and the fortress of the bandits of the Vera, 2 people are on guard. One of them, looking through a telescope, shouts that the captain has returned. It is necessary to open the gate. The gates of the fortress open, and 3 horse-drawn carts enter it. A little later, the captain, sitting at the table, raises his mug and shouts to his brothers that he congratulates them. They came back with a huge haul and it's worth a drink. In response, glasses are also raised and shouts are heard to the bottom, and what is worth drinking. Some kid with a glass in his hand, smiling, shouts that their captain is so strong. Today they have stolen a lot. The captain looks at how the chests with loot are being shipped and says that there are hundreds of their brothers here. They can rest this month. The kid who praised him says that this is his gift to the captain, meaning a chest that is pulled by 4 bandits. Then one of the guys shouts to his captain that a black dragon is flying towards them. He asks in shock what. Sunyan Water Parternak lands on the gate of the fortress. He came down from heaven and roars, which makes all the bandits run away in fear. A notification comes from the system that the current number of dragon points is 70. Anna's sympathy level is 100 points. The dragon spews energy from its mouth, which falls on the bandits. Someone runs away in fear. Someone calls for help. Someone is screaming about their legs. Sunyan Water Party gets 10 points with each victim. There are cries for help and that no one wants to die. The dragon is circling over the ruined remains of the gates of the bandits' fortress. Sunyan Water Parternak soars into the sky, continuing to spew streams of purple energy. The captain of the bandits shouts that they were attacked by a dragon and need to run away quickly. Sunyan Water still continues to receive points for each killed, which multiply. Some of the energy gets on the captain's face and eyes. He stands with his eyes closed and screams that he is in pain and he can't see anything. Other bandits run screaming from the dog heads into the bushes, where they fall into the trap set, bringing another 30 points to the dragon with their death. At the end of the massacre, the system sends a notification that congratulates the owner. In this battle, he earned 10-20 points. The dog heads look at the remains of the massacre, and with tears in their eyes say that this is a victory. They shout, praising their dragon, and rejoice in their victory. The system collects the trophies received after the battle. Hypolycle approaches Sunyan Water and tells the owner of his report that there are many boxes in which the loot is most likely. They moved everything here. Sunyan Water praises their actions and asks them to take the loot to the lair. Among the trophies are a bag of flour, a bag of silver, a box of apples, a box of gold, a box with bottles of transformation potion. Sunyan Water's eyes light up with a greedy gleam at the sight of the transformation potion. He takes a flask with such a potion. It is capable of turning non-human beings into humans. 10% strength is inherited. The effect lasts 1 hour. Sunyan Water thinks with a smile that with this potion he will turn into a human and return to Anna and Selena. He imagines how the girls delightedly hug him and talk to him. But Sunyan Water thinks that by human standards he is a teenager and younger than Anna and Selena. But he still decides to drink the potion, thinking that if anything will fall by the death of the brave. He opens the lid on one of the flasks. He knocks down the potion, saying that he still has an hour. In the worst case, he will wait until the effect of the potion is over and then he will return to the girls. The system informs him that he has used a transformation potion, and his transformation has begun. A halo of blue energy envelops the dragon. It forms an egg. The shell is cracking on it. A small child with white hair and horns on his head emerges from the egg. Ipaliklii shouts in shock to the owner how he turned like that when he saw that he had become a child. Sunyan Water covers himself in shock because he is completely naked and shouts to the system about where his clothes are. He is informed that he must wait as the potion begins to act too quickly. The clothes are at the loading stage. Here the already grown-up Sunyan Water looks at his reflection in the water and says that he is just handsome and right his age. He continues by saying that he used to worry about the differences between humans and dragons, but now 6 hours will be enough for him. He asks Ipaliklii if everything is prepared. The same one lifts a heavy box, wincing at the weight. He informs the owner that the last box is loaded into the cart. They finish collecting everything. Sunyan Water instantly transforms into a dragon and says that okay, then he will return to the lair. He thinks that if he is not mistaken, then during the action of the potion, you can switch between the human form and the dragon as much as you want. At this time, in one of the Soglabbits' homes, Anna is sitting on a bed surrounded by wounded Soglabbits. Selena watches them with a smile, thinking that now she has the best chance to escape. She starts to make her way to the exit when Anna asks her where she is going. Selena replies in a trembling voice that she goes wherever she wants, but she confusedly talks about what about where, after she failed to catch the dragon, and the mercenaries with whom she went on a campaign were destroyed. If she returns, she will not be given the post of assistant magician. Here Anna interrupts her, telling her to quickly look at what she found. She sits around the eggs, from which tiny dog heads hatch. Selena looks at it in shock. Anna is surrounded by tiny creatures, some of which climb on top of her and hug her. Selena asks Anna if she is afraid of that vile dragon who kidnapped her. Anna pokes one of the puppies in the nose and replies that the dragon is actually very affectionate. Selena shouts affectionate in shock, thinking about whether she is really talking about a dragon. Then one of the dog heads shouts, opening the door, that they are back. Selena and Anna turn to the door in shock. Selena, covering her mouth with her hand, asks in shock how they could have returned so quickly. The current number of dragon points is 1090. Anna's level of sympathy for him is 100. Selena's level of sympathy is -30. Temporarily transformed into a dragon and therefore late, Sunyan Water runs happily, shouting that he is back. Then a staff flies into his face. He removes it from his face, which remains bruised. He shouts to Selena that it's him, and that she fell from an oak tree. Then his eye opens with anger, blood vessels burst in it. Sunyan Water sees the corpse of the doghead. Selena stands among the ruins of lifeless bodies. Webs of cobwebs can be seen above her head among the trees. Selena can't stand on her feet. She hugs herself with her arms. She is wounded and calls Sunyan Water in a trembling voice. He puts his paw to her so that she does not fall to the ground. Selena tells him that Anna was abducted by nasty spiders. Selena asks Sunyan Water for forgiveness, saying that she is completely useless, could not protect her. Selena thinks to herself that the dragon probably thinks she's a jerk. No matter where she is, with the mercenaries or with him, she always spoils everything. Sunyan Water replies to Selena that everything is fine, she did everything she could. He continues, saying that he was the one who failed to protect them. He gently holds Selena in his arms while saying these words. After that, Selena's liking for him increases by 50 points, and her current level is 20. The system sends a congratulatory notification to its owner, since he has successfully won the character's trust. Sympathy has reached the first level, new abilities have been discovered. The system also congratulates the host that he has discovered a new ability, Tears of the Sage, and received 2,000 points for it. Sunyan Water asks the system to return the first level Bugle and the first level Dragon Breath supply. He is informed that the refund is completed. 2,000 points were deducted from him. Returning these modifications causes a lot of pain. He is asked to get ready, so there will be painful sensations in the throat. Here Sunyan Water bends over in pain, tears appear in his eyes. A fountain of blood bursts out of his mouth. Selena, in shock, watching this, screams to Tom that he vomited blood. Sunyan Water wipes his face, which is dripping with blood, saying that he is fine. He asks Ipaliklii to lead him to the nest of ettercaps. Sunyan Water continues, saying that they dared to kidnap his rare character. They apparently don't want to live in this world anymore. Ipaliklii leads Sunyan Water to the Silver Moon Forest somewhere in the wilderness. He tells his master that the ettercaps grow their spiders here. Ahead is their cave, where they used to leave after robberies. On the trees above them there are many webs of webs. Sunyan Water answers him that it is good. Then they need to speed up to attack them right away. They don't have time, they're all looking for them. Hypoliclitz bows his head, answering that he listens to his master. Then the dragon flies up into the air, flames streaming under his paws, and the blue web closes around Sunyan Water. He finds himself entangled in a web and cannot move. Spiders are approaching him from all sides. The spiders are almost close to the dragon when Sunyan Water breaks the web, releasing the muzzle. Sunyan Water uses dragon breath to burn his opponents. The system informs him that he killed 57 huge spiders, for which he received 312 points. Sunyan Water stands surrounded by flames. He is approaching the cave, which is the nest of ettercaps. He grabs one of the ettercaps, and with eyes burning with anger, and asks the one where they took the lower elf. He presses one blow of his powerful paw to the ground, and it makes a grunting sound. Sunyan Water stands at the entrance to the cave in the image of a man with burning eyes. He shouts for Anna. He wants to show off in front of Anna and has turned into a human again. Anna calls Mr. Dragon in response. She is wounded and bound with cobwebs so that she cannot move. The current number of dragon points is 1090. Anna's level of sympathy for him is 100, Selena's level of sympathy is 20. Anna sniffs the air and says she can smell Mr. Dragon. Sunyan Water approaches her and grabs her hanging in the air, entangled in cobwebs. He releases her and picks her up. Anna thanks her Master Dragon for coming to save her. Anna looks at Sunyan Water and thinks that in human form he is very beautiful. In response to her words, Sunyan Water smiles and says that she is very important to him. He had to save her. Anna is happy and confused by such words. The level of her sympathy for the dragon increases by 100 points. The current level is 200 points. Now he and the dragon are friends. The system sends a congratulatory notification to Sunyan Water, informing that sympathy has reached the second level. He received a new ability mid-level absorption. New abilities can be fixed. The system also congratulates the host on having discovered a new ability Tears of the Sage and received 2,000 points. Another notification informs that Sunyan Water has received 3,000 points and an average level absorption. Based on the regeneration of the physical condition, the absorption of prey restores strength, accelerates growth, regardless of age restrictions. Sunyan Water is insanely happy that he got 3,000 points. He understands that it is not surprising that Anna is SSS level. He will earn more by communicating with Anna than by killing monsters. But then Sunyan Water asks Anna about how she realized that it was him. Anna, embarrassed and smiling, replies that it doesn't matter what her master dragon looks like. She always recognizes him at first sight. After returning home, Sunyan Water helps Anna drink the potion. He tells her to drink, informing her that these potions are tonic. He still has recovery potions, and this is a herbal tincture. Anna should also remember to drink it. Anna's sympathy increases by 1 point with each sip. Health points also increase by 1 point. Points increase by 50, 100 and 200 points. Sunyan Water wonders why sympathy is rising so slowly. Here Selena shouts to him that potions are not syrup. It should be taken with food. Sunyan Water happily shouts syrup. He understands that there are probably some fruits among the trophies to sweeten the medicine. He rushes to the reward boxes and starts rummaging through them, looking for what he needs. Then he looks at the closed box, thinking that he is some kind of strange. He opens the lid with his hands. The box turns out to be a girl with dark hair, who is tied hand and foot with a gag in her mouth. This is a girl named Evelyn. She is 17 years old. She is a class A person. She has the abilities of water magic. Her level of sympathy for the dragon is -50. Sunyan Water asks in shock what it is. Selena also looks at the box with interest. Then she puts her hand on Sunyan Water's shoulder and asks about what he is doing. She slaps Sunyan Water in the face. Anna asks Mr. Dragon and Selena about what happened. Selena covers her eyes with her hands, saying that this is not a sight for children. She means that Evelyn is lying in a box in a not quite decent position, since she is tied up. Sunyan Water rubs his bruised cheek and says he didn't do anything for Selena to hit him. Anna and Selena are looking at the box with interest at this time. Then Sunyan Water asks them with a smile where they are looking. They are startled by this question. Sunyan Water tells them that if they don't believe him, then let them ask her. He pulls the gag out of Evelyn's mouth and she starts screaming, calling everyone around vile bastards. She screams for them to die, the fucking bandits. She demands to untie her right now. Selena brings the girl a blanket, telling her that everything is fine, she shouldn't cry. Anna tells Sunyan Water that it's all because of him. Her sympathy drops by 3 points. Sunyan Water asks about what kind of injustice. He asks ipolically about how this box got here. He reports to the owner that he has allowed the box to be dragged onto the cart. Sunyan Water screams that he didn't even know what was inside that box. It was that heavy box. At the same time, a huge force loomed over the world. The game has begun. All living beings of this world will be half digitized. All the slain chosen creatures have increased their level. All the things of the chosen one will be stored in the village of beginners. Creating quests, generating a village of beginners. According to calculations, the chosen one will arrive there in 3 days. Sunyan Water looks at this notification in shock. He looks at the health of Selena and Anna. Selena is completely healthy, and Anna's condition leaves much to be desired. The current number of points is 4452 points. Anna's level of sympathy for him is 200 points. Selena's level of sympathy for him is 20 points. Evelyn's level of sympathy for him is minus 50 points. Sunyan Water asks Anna if they have looked at what it is. Selena replies to him that this is a vulgar pervert dragon. He shouts angrily to Selena that he is not like that. Sunyan Water asks the system about what kind of party. What a chosen one, what a village of newcomers. He's really in the game. The system responds to him that access is activated. The world in which the host is currently located is real, but some existing effects will only be half game. For example, regarding the fate of the party in this world. If the host fails to eliminate the players, the consequences will be disastrous. Sunyan Water asks again about the elimination of players. He does not understand what kind of jokes. The player is those who play and can be resurrected in the game. And he had never heard of any country releasing a game so realistic that it could make the world half-game. The system informs him that the players are coming from the aquamarine planet. This is a world with a highly developed gaming industry similar to his home planet. Sunyan Water thinks about parallel worlds. He is surprised, but decides not to show it. No stress, otherwise it will look like some kind of collective farmer. Even if that's the case, you can't just take out and destroy the players. They will be resurrected. The system informs him that the players can resurrect, but each new resurrection doubles his time. For example, the first resurrection lasts 5 seconds, the second 10 seconds, the third 20 seconds, and so on until it reaches the maximum allowed time. Sunyan Water understands that you will be resurrected 23 times with such a makar, and you will have to wait for resurrection for more than a year. And if a player returns after a year of waiting, dying, he will have to wait 2 years, but then looking at himself from the side, constantly increasing the level. He will wish only one thing, not to die, and the players will weaken. Besides, it's not that difficult. Sunyan Water thinks that he is a dragon. After all, even if he doesn't have any reputation right now, he asks the system if the NPC can resurrect. The system responds to him that, unfortunately, according to the rules, it cannot. Sunyan Water shouts in anger about what idiotic rules. It's unfair. Players can endlessly resurrect, and the NPC must sacrifice his life. He continues, shouting that this is a game. It's clear that this is an invasion. The system does not know what to answer at the beginning, but then it responds that it is possible to perceive such rules in a similar way. But becoming a defensive side at the start, he will be stronger than other players. If you look at their strength on the scales, there is no bias. They just have a different shape of weights. Moreover, there is only one way to lose. It is to be destroyed. Sunyan Water thinks about what it means to be destroyed. Why on earth would he be like that? He asks about the fact that this world has been turned into a game, and they asked people whose lives they had put on the line. They play with human destinies. The system does not find what to answer. Here the heart lights up with a bright fire. Sunyan Water is absorbed by the system, and a huge dragon appears in its place. Anna asks Mr. Dragon about the fact that he turned back. Sunyan Water replies that the effect of the potion has passed, and he hasn't done anything yet, only wasted 6 bottles of potion. Anna tells him not to get mad. They've already found out everything. It was the work of bandits, and Tom should not blame himself. Sunyan Water replies to her that he is not upset at all because of this. Then he notices Anna's new black clothes and shouts to her what she is wearing at all. Anna, examining herself, answers him that her clothes are completely leaky, and Selena found clothes in one of the drawers, so she changed her clothes. The dragon in anger calls Selena, who is already dressing up Evelina in clothes. He shouts to Selena that he didn't realize earlier that she has strange fetishes. Selena tells him it's a disguise. Doesn't he understand? Sunyan Water looks at Evelina, thinking that she only has a class. Even S-class doesn't count. You won't get many points. But Evelina looks at him with tears in her eyes and pleading in her eyes. Sunyan Water decides that he doesn't care. Even if he doesn't earn points, he will be like a pet. He thinks that even though he likes it, it's against the rules. He buys clothes for 60 points. Sunyan Water gives the girls clothes, telling them to change quickly. They are delighted with such a gift. Sympathy for the dragon of each of them increased by 10 points. The dragon lies on a hillock and thinks that in this world he alone understands that this is a game. Since fate allowed him to find out the truth, she hinted that he could use this information to confront the players. He gets up and lets out a roar, shouting that there is no rest for him. The dog heads look at their master, trembling. Sunyan Water turns to Ipolycleus with burning eyes, saying that he knows him, and asks him to tell him how strong all the monsters nearby are. And it's better for Tom to make a simple map. He wants to collect them in one place. Ipolycleus readily accepts the order. The system informs Sunyan Water that his current score is 3825. Anna's liking level is 210 points. Selena's liking level for him is 30. Evelyn's liking level is minus 40 points. Sunyan Water studies his card. He is level 39, has abilities, a kind of dragon breath, primitive hunting, dragon power, absorption, tears of the sage, general experience. Sunyan Water thinks that if the inhabitants of this world kill each other, they will not gain experience. It is necessary to kill the players. Only the players do not have such restrictions. Only now there are a lot more residents, but players have more opportunities to level up. Sunyan Water understands that this is an unequal struggle for resources. He imagines someone's hand moving a chess toy personifying him on the field. He understands that both sides are forcing players and residents to fight for life and death. Sunyan Water says that the characteristics increase during training. He understands that this may be a weak point. He calls one of the dog heads sweeping nearby. He approaches the dragon and, bowing his head, turns to his great master, asking about what he can serve. Sunyan Water studies Hawk's card. He is level 4, has the abilities to set traps, simulate caves, mine ore, collect garbage, howl, jump strikes, fake death. Sunyan Water understands that Hawk is also too weak. He tells Hawk that he will now run around the cave for half an hour without stopping. If Hawk dares to stop, the dragon will devour him. He tremblingly accepts the order. Answering is, Hawk begins to execute the order, jumping around the cave. At the end of the jumps, Hawk, panting from physical exertion, tells the great master that Hawk ran, crawled. Sunyan Water is happy to note that Hawk's health and characteristics have not improved much. He understands that this is not a bad result. It looks like training really improves performance. Here Anna, Selena and Evelina inform Sunyan Water that they have changed their clothes. They ask about whether it suits them. Sunyan Water thinks that these girls will bring a lot of players to him. He finds it great. Here Anna is thinking about something. The dragon is given a map of the Silver Forest, which was made by the last leader. It depicts the locations of gnolls, blackbirds, beast scrolls, dog heads, spearmen, boars. Sunyan Water thinks about the fact that each tribe has its own leader. He asks Ipolycleus to gather all the dog heads. He also demands to bring him all the weapons, saying that they will do something. In the wilderness of the Silver Forest, a flock of birds flies up. The dragon's paw lands right next to the level 3 beast scroll leader, who is crying and trembling with fear. The leader of the level 7 Kurasme bulges his eyes, from which tears are splashing. The leader of the level 9 Spearman Boars falls to the ground, crying. A dragon's paw is visible next to him. Sunyan Water stands over them and tells the 3 chiefs not to be afraid of him. He won't eat them. He says that he has become aware that this world is on the verge of a crisis. They need to unite. Sunyan Water makes his speech in the presence of all beings from each tribe, saying that the Silver Forest is their home. They will collect all their weapons and fight back, driving away the enemies. The system informs him that this speech of the host is being checked. Activated passive ability, Tears of the Sage. After Sunyan Water's words, all the creatures froze in silence. Then they start shouting that he is talking business, and that long live the dragon. They're all one family. Sunyan Water understands that this is how these tears are used. Isn't that the main character's speech? Whatever the main character says, everyone believes him. He feels at the head of an MLM company. Here the Animal King asks the great dragon how they will be able to resist the enemies. They are quite frail. He replies that this is a good question, they will need to pass. And then Sunyan Water finishes the sentence with the words, devilish training with burning eyes. Zverakrawly run. Hearing the cry that they need to run faster, they have 500 laps left. Heroes may shake the press, the score reached 1986. Spearmen boars knock out trees, striking them with tusks. Sunyan Water looks at the sky, thinking that they will still see who is who. He says he's going to win this game. The system informs Sunyan Water that his current score is 3825. Anna's liking level is 210 points. Selena's liking level for him is 30. Evelyn's liking level is minus 40 points. Aquamarine Planet. The bright streets of the city glow with neon signs. There are a lot of people walking the streets. They raise their heads to the sky, asking about what it is. A huge hourglass appears in the sky, inside of which there is golden sand. The system informs that the game of the team of this world has begun. 3,153,559,998 seconds. Daniel Eidson is absorbed by the system. He doesn't understand what is happening to his body. The system informs him that he has been selected. He asks about the player in shock. The system tells him to please invade the world in plenty. The time limit is 10 years. Then Brenny Jerton is also absorbed. The first rule of the game. Those who have started the game cannot leave it until their death. After death, players will be able to wait for the resurrection of the ego in the main square. The system takes the girl. The second rule of the game. Players receive aggression points for completed quests and a long survival time. Aggression points can be exchanged for items, as well as everything necessary for survival. They can also be used to buy resurrection time. Aggression points can be exchanged. The third rule of the game. Chests randomly appear in the game world. There are aggression points, equipment, battle rewards and the like inside the chest. Rewards can be exchanged. The system takes another person. The fourth rule of the game. The time of resurrection for the first time is 5 seconds. For each new resurrection it is doubled. The system asks players to take care of themselves. The fifth rule of the game. In the game, time goes 10 times faster. The system asks players to try to survive. If they die in the main square, they will die for real. The countdown has started. 3,153,559,997 seconds. It was night in the Silver Forest. Ipolikliai reports to his master that the last training session has brought noticeable results. He reports that Knowles and Black Rivermans living nearby have also entered his service and are currently undergoing training. He answers him well. Here, red system notifications appear above Sunyan Water that players are staying. The novice village is over, creating the rules of the world. The first rule, upon arrival, the territory that players can occupy is limited. The automatic protection of the novice village lasts 1 week. The second rule, during the defense of the novice village, all non-player characters who entered the village will be teleported, and their memories of the village will be erased. The third rule, chests will appear in the world. The first Sakura novice village has already appeared next to the Silver Forest on the Mulligan Plain. Then a chest fell right next to Sunyan Water, which scared the dragon. He looks at the chest, wondering if he himself should guard this chest. He opens it and realizes that it is empty. He thinks that this chest may be the only way to get rewards from. But he can only get these rewards if the player opens the chest. Sunyan Water angrily realizes that not only can he not be human, but he will also have to guard this chest now. The dragon turns to the leaders of his tribes, to the Grey Wolf, the Leather Snake, and the rest, saying that they should bring here all the chests found in the forest. They readily accept the order. Sunyan Water tells Ipolikli to bring all the bombs and traps with sending gas that they have made here. He also readily accepts the order. Sunyan Water asks the system if it has something like a world map. The system responds to the host that after the arrival of the players, the world map has been updated. 10 system points are needed to unlock it. He asks to unlock the card. The system informs that the card is unlocked. The batches are updated. The location of the Novichok village is marked on the map. Sunyan Water thinks about the fact that really the battle is not equal to the war. Although, at the beginning, the players are weak, they have as many as 7 days during which they will train quietly. Sunyan Water decides that based on his many years of experience as a gamer, noobs have a weak spot that ruins them: curiosity. Ipoliklius informs Sunyan Water that all the chests are here. There are a lot of locked chests on the ground. The dragon asks his servants to open all the chests. He demands to decompose poison gas traps, bombs, and other poisonous things. And he also demands to hide them somewhere nearby in the bushes. Sunyan Water asks to hide the chests well, but not to overdo it. Ipoliklius asks the owner why all this is. He replies that he has friends here, and he wants to make them a present. Sunyan Water takes one of the chests, and thinks that those who invented it wanted to make him guard the chests. Sunyan Water laughs. The system informs Sunyan Water that his current score is 3842. Anna's liking level is 210 points. Selena's liking level for him is 30. Evelyn's liking level is minus 40 points. On the Mulligan Plain in the village of novices, Daniel Eidson lifts rocks into the air. They glow with blue energy. He puts one stone on top of another and they stick together. He receives a notification that he receives a new task: to build a house. He can use 100 pieces of wood, 100 pieces of stone, He studies the panel, thinking that there is a world map, a forum, a create team button, 5 senses adjustment, a task system, but there is no exit profile button. He understands that this is for real. There is a world that has been turned into a game. In the dragon's lair, Selena practices magic. She is studying her book floating in the air with a staff in her hands. Evelyn, watching her, thinks that she must be angry. She thinks that everything is because of her. She ran away with Blyde, and this jerk sold her to bandits to save himself. Evelina thinks it's a good thing she won't see Blyde again, and if he sees it, he will kill the thief himself. Sunyan Water looks at Evelina and thinks that such fragile girls, and they all have goosebumps. He doesn't understand how Evelina can have such an animal look. He says that Anna will definitely not become the same as them. He tells her to take medication to heal her health. He gives Anna a cup of medicine, and her sympathy increases by 10 points. She thanks Mr. Dragon for his care and help. Ipolyclius reports to the owner that the heroes have come out of their strange basket. Sunyan Water rejoices, saying that there does not seem to be a person who could resist the temptation to explore a new world. On the Mulligan Plain, the players came out of the novice village. Daniel Idson says he never would have thought it would be so easy to level up. Built a room, got level 5. The girl agrees with him, but says that this village is so boring. Maybe there are some artifacts in the Silver Forest. Another player says that it would be nice to kill a couple of small monsters to fill your hand. Daniel tells his companions that it is very dangerous to leave the village, they should not leave it. In response to which the player with red hair replies that they took him with them because they treat him well. And when a week has passed, how will he survive outside the village alone? He will ask them to take them with him, but then they will definitely not agree. The girl laughs and says that's it. If they need bait, they will use Daniel's bones. He is shocked by such words and opens his mouth. He tells his comrades that there seems to be a chest in the bushes. A girl and a guy with red hair delightedly clench their fists with burning eyes, shouting that this is a treasure chest. It's awesome. A huge snake jumps out of the chest at them. The girl runs to the guys in fright, they are in shock. Poisonous gas is streaming from another chest. Then, a swarm of bees flies out of the third chest at them. They run away screaming. A guy with red hair cuts a bee with a swing of his sword, saying that there was some crap in the chest. He stands surrounded by the bodies of dead bees, and begins to turn his head from side to side, not understanding where his companions have gone. Daniel sits trembling with fear, with tears in his eyes. He covers his head with his hand, thinking about where they have gone. Here Sunyan Water lands in front of the guy with red hair, opening his wings and growling. After killing the player, he earned 10 points. Sunyan Water asks in amazement that the player died of fear, what a weakling. Then Daniel notices the dragon and screams. A dog-headed man with a spear approaches him, shouting to the man to get out. He brings him to Sunyan Water. He asks the person about who he is. Why did he enter his territory? Daniel, raising his hands and trembling, replies that they are travelers. They are here for the first time. Sunyan Water replies that he should not lie to him. He should be more careful, because a person has such a fragile skull. Daniel, still breathing, says they were just passing by, they didn't think. They didn't think to disturb the dragon's peace. Sunyan Water tells Tom not to even think about it anymore. The guy should drink the acceleration potion and run faster. Daniel realizes that the acceleration potion is his way out. It is sold in the store, he will be able to escape from it. He buys an acceleration potion and escapes. Sunyan Water let him escape. 7 days will be enough. It's enough for the players to have time to build a prison for themselves. The system informs Sunyan Water that his current score is 3852. Anna's liking level is 210 points. Selena's liking level for him is 30. Evelyn's liking level is minus 40 points.